Hi, William.
Hi, Celine. It's been so long. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you? I'm in Turkey.
Yeah, oh, you are?
Yeah, in Turkey.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm doing well. Just finishing WebEx. So that was
Oh,
quite hectic conference.
I remember last year I was at Tokyo at this moment when the WebEx conference happening, and then like the end or probably the ceremony party was with Steve Aoki.
What? How did I miss that?
Steve Aoki, yeah, I was there.
Wow. Wait, it wasn't was it at Ray's?
At Raise.
Yeah.
It was like
Oh, maybe.
a big building, especially for concerts, where there's a couple of glimping stuff also.
Hmm. I might be thinking from 2 years ago, actually.
Um,
Yeah. Well, I skipped the party this time. I was pretty tired.
all right. Yeah, who was it? Is it like in the Web 2 oriented?
WebEx, you mean? Or what? The No, it's very Web3. Um, and yeah, some good speakers and panels and such. But mostly there's a lot of interesting people in town that you can connect and reconnect with, including in Japan, people who are normally in Osaka or Okinawa or somewhere else, and they come to Tokyo. So that's also quite nice.
All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. All right, we're gonna wait just 2 minutes. Like I know as it's a Latam hackathon, people like mostly just wake up or just building right.
Okay.
So that's why. But some are asking me to record the session, so it's recorded to make sure they can rewatch it for using this specific template for the hackathon. Would be great. Because at it's their first hackathon. I'm also like running a session. It's like in 4 hours, I guess, something like this, um, for them to master the hackathon, and I will re-showcase MultiBaas at this moment. So yeah, I know it's pretty early for them.
Okay. Gotcha. What time is it?
Actually, in Turkey, it's 4 p.m. But let me check. In Argentina, for example, it's 10 a.m. But like 10 a.m. in Web3, it's like
Yeah. No, I know totally.
yeah, right.
Absolutely.
But usually we are like between 30 to 50 people. Um, and today we were more than 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was that? What was Tuesday?
It was nice. It was about unveiling our road to Dev Connect and also
Hmm.
our Aleph preparation week. So yeah, everyone was pretty excited about different announcements. Like they were not aware about what will happen during this call. So I
Yeah.
did stuff like this. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yes. Did you prepare stuff for Dev Connect?
I mean, yes and no. We're working on it. We're getting ready, but there's a lot to do. Um, Time is ticking down, but yeah, we're gonna be there.
All right. Nice. Great, great.
But it's really far from Tokyo. It's
Mm.
there's no,
It,
well, I mean, Tokyo's far from other places. You could put it that way too, but yeah, it's gonna be like at least two long flights with some kind of stopover. There's no
Yeah,
easy
it's
journey.
really the opposite, in fact.
Yeah,
The extreme.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm moving in Argentina from the end of September on my side, because as have two flights in US, I'm like kinda lazy to go back in Europe, and I say okay, I will just go directly to Argentina after like until Dev Connect, and after that I will go to Brazil and stuff. Will be great. All right. I think we can start then. Anyway, it's like recorded, for sure. So that's fine for that. Um,
Awesome. Okay. In that case, let me share my screen.
uh,
Are we good to go?
yeah, we're
And
good to go.
okay, everybody can see that?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So everybody's really excited about AI right now, and Ethereum was really down earlier this year. But things are picking up like crazy, and I think we're in a good spot, and it's really exciting coming off the WebEx conference with all the optimism around Web3 right now. So I hope that you are feeling that too. Ethereum is up 250% since April this year. Some of the things driving this trend that we're seeing that people are talking about that might be interesting to you building projects and learning and doing hackathons and experimenting is DeFi and TradFi moving into DeFi. So stable coins are on a tear. They're at $277 billion market cap right now. Tokenization is also a major story. That's $3.1 trillion worth of assets being tokenized in 2025, which is 2.5% of global GDP, and it's only going up. So those are a couple of things that I think we should all be looking at in Web3. And then the question is, how do you gain access to these technologies and participate in these markets? I'm sure you've done a lot of studying and a lot of learning, and you probably have a whole bunch of different tools and techniques for doing that. Um, I'd like to recommend our software. Uh, our platform is called MultiBaas, which stands for Multiple Blockchain as a Service. And it gives you an API, web-based control panel, SDKs, and a full toolkit to build a Web3 dApp or connect Web2 application to Web3. So the tool is approachable. If you're a beginner, you can just deploy your smart contract by uploading it and clicking a button. But it's a full production scalable application that can carry you through to a professional grade application. Basically, if you want to skip all the middle components that you would otherwise have to build yourself, you can use MultiBaas and get there much quicker. This is maybe a little oversimplified. I expect as your developers, you'll be getting your hands dirty a bit, but that's the idea behind the platform. I'm William, my co-founder, and I started Curve Grid in 2017. So we got a lot of experience in the blockchain industry. And what we do is help financial companies, enterprise companies add blockchain features to their apps, things like real-world assets, stablecoin management, and other types of tokenization and asset tracking, so they can ship faster with less risk. How much faster? 10 times faster. So if you have our API, you can do things that would take you a lot more effort doing so from scratch using more rudimentary building blocks. A few different companies that we've worked with in the past are SignTime, which is a document signing solution company, and they use our technology to hash documents on the blockchain so that it's tamper-proof and you have a provable record of what happened. Zyco is the world's largest concert streaming platform, and they use our technology to provide a digital fan club for their artists, as well as digital collectibles on chain. And then Lifeful is Japan's largest real estate portal, and they've done a project with us as well to tokenize rental properties. So the tools can be used for basically anything. And as I mentioned earlier, we see DeFi and the movement of traditional finance into blockchain as a big driver going forward. So we support a lot of different blockchains. We support Ethereum, of course, and many of the big ones. And if there are chains that you're interested in using that we don't currently support, we're happy to have you bring that to our attention, and we can consider adding support for it. But we're happy to announce that we recently added Lisk. And so we're really excited to participate in the Lisk community. It's a great chain with lots of support for emerging markets and does well for scalability and cost. So I hope things work well for all of you developers working on it, as well as both Curve Grid on our side and on the Lisk side to help grow the developer community there and build some cool things on Lisk. So today we're going to learn about Curve Grid and MultiBaas. So I've covered the basics there. We're going to set up MultiBaas deployment, which is your toolkit for interacting with things on chain. We're going to get some test ETH on Lisk to interact with it, and then we'll run a sample application using that stack. If you want to get in touch, the information is here, but I will put a link in the chat for you to check on. And actually, I don't know how do I find the chat? I've just got this little thumbnail here. Maybe Celine can add our link 3 or something to that effect when we have a chance.
I will send this. Okay, I will send the link to.
Okay, wait, I found it. Did you send it?
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, we're hardcore Google Meet users, and I get flustered every time I have to jump into Zoom. But that's okay. Okay, so can you still see my desktop?
All good, yes.
Okay, great. So one of the most time-consuming things when you're starting to build an application is getting everything set up and wired correctly. So we made this sample application so that you have a front end that's going to be already connected to Lisk through MultiBaas, so you can get running quickly. And then it should be much easier to replace components and modify existing sample code than it is from doing it from scratch. Even if you have AI helping you, or maybe especially if you have AI helping you. So we're going to come over to here, and I'll put that in the chat as well. And this explains the different things that we need. You can come back and refer to this anytime. But the basic things we're going to need are MultiBaas deployment, which we'll set up on console.curvegrid.com. We'll need the API key, and then we'll need a Reown project to complete the puzzle. So let's go over to here for a sec. And let's make a folder for that. We'll call it the 3-pack Lisk. And we'll get the...
Could you zoom regarding your
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
would be great.
I zoomed it so it's like big for me. I was ready for that, but I guess it's still kind of small. Tell me when. How's that?
Yeah, looks okay.
More.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. Okay. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do git clone of that. And did we see like where are we? Is this oops, wrong one. Does this need zooming as well?
Yes.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Okay. Yeah, everything's going to need bigifying. I calibrated to completely the wrong size, I guess, but here we go. So we're going to clone the MultiBaas sample app first, and then we have NVMRC set up. So this uses Node. Hopefully you're familiar with Node and running npm as a package manager. If not, you can go and find, search for Node and install that. And then we'll do, oops, I gotta go into the app first. And then we'll do nvm use, which should set us on node 22. And then we'll just take a little look in the folder here. It's pretty simple. You have the README if you want to figure everything out. But then the two main parts are these two folders, no special bonus marks for figuring out what these are. So there's a blockchain folder for the blockchain part, which is a hard hat project. And then front end is a Next.js app for running the front end of the app. So we'll do an npm install. And this is going to go and get the dependencies for both the blockchain backend part as well as the front end. Apologies for the deprecation warnings. I assure you it still works. And so after that's finished, it will jump you into the installation script. We're going to hold off in a second while we go and get the pieces that we need. But it'll tell you you need the MultiBaas deployment URL, admin API key from MultiBaas, and then that Reown wallet kit ID that mentioned before. So let's first get the MultiBaas set up. So you'll go to console.curvegrid.com and you'll end up on a page like this. And you can log in if you already have a CurveGrid account. That I imagine if you don't, then you can sign up and you can use GitHub or Google or a normal email to log in and sign up there. I'll jump over to an account that I have, which is already signed up and logged in. And then so once you're there, you'll go to new deployment.
Could you zoom for?
Yep, absolutely. Thanks. Yeah. So from the page that you land on, you'll click new deployment, and then we'll be able to call it a 3-pack Lisk sample app. You don't have to give it a description, but you can. And then the network, we'll choose Lisk Sepolia. Make sure to do Sepolia so that you can get the test tokens that you need. And we'll select the pre-deployment type and click create. And then in a handful of seconds, if everything goes well, we should have that deployment provisioned and be able to click and head on over to that fresh new deployment. All good so far?
All good. I think so.
Okay. And so here we are, and we'll zoom right in. And then you can see the functionality at the top. We'll go into some of these later, but for now, we'll just take a quick look at contracts and note that we have a library of things that are, ready to be used and already in the system. And then we have this on-chain contracts, and since it's a fresh deployment, we don't have anything deployed or linked here, so we won't see anything here. But we're going to go over to admin here. And we're going to go to API keys. And we're going to provision a new admin API key for the sample app. So we can call it sample app admin. And we'll click administrators and then create. It's going to disappear after you click off of this or if you close the window. So we're going to copy that and save it somewhere. So let's just, save it in a new file here. Call it sample app notes.txt. Oops. Call this MultiBaas admin API key. And then we'll also get the deployment URL here. So let's copy that and add that as well. Okay, great. So those are the first two things we need. And then the last one is the Reown wallet kit ID. So for that, you go to cloud.reown.com, actually redirected to dashboard. You'll have to set up an account here. I already have one. Let me bigify that. And then you'll go into projects and do create project. And we'll call this as well. Let's call it a 3-pack Lisk and click create. Okay, so that creates really quickly. So far, so good. Okay, so we'll copy the project ID there, and we're going to save that as well over here, we're going to call this Rion project ID. And actually, let me copy these over into, might be easier to kind of see. And oh yeah, it's not easier to see, it's going to be tiny. And I can't make that bigger. Okay, we'll stay with we'll stay with Vim in here. Okay. So I've got deployment URL, API key, project ID. So that's what we need to feed to the installation script. So I'm going to copy the deployment URL. Oh, this is maybe small too, but it doesn't matter so much. Okay. So you need 1, 2, 3, continue, yes. And so first we'll give it the deployment URL. And it doesn't like that. So let me get the full thing, including HTTPS. Okay, good. And then we'll copy the API key and punch that in. And then last but not least, the Rion project ID. Okay, excellent. So what that's done is it's gone and configured our MultiBaas deployment correctly. It's set up a couple of extra API keys that it needs. It's set up the course configuration. And it's also created 2 configuration files, one for the front end and one for Hardhat that include all the MultiBaas URLs and configuration so that we can use it. You'll note here as well that it's generated a private key for you for deployment. Be very careful with private keys. So this is for a demo application. I am just using this with test ETH on Lisk. Never screen share your private key. If you're going to be doing something on production with this private key, make sure you keep it secure. So beware. So we've got everything we need. And now what we need to do is get funding from the Lisk faucet in order to fund this address so that we can have the gas to deploy our smart contract. And if we come over to the Lisk documentation, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways of, 4 different faucets, which is great. So let's just take a quick look at these. The first one works really well and it's easy to use and quick, but it gives you Lisk, it gives you LSK, which is nice, but you can't use it to deploy a contract. So we need the Lisk ETH for gas. And so that leaves us with the others. The third web faucet, you need a subscription, a paid subscription to their platform to use the faucet. The DRPC faucet is great, but it uses proof of work mining to regulate the ETH that it gives. And on my computer, that would probably take a couple of hours. So I would recommend the Superchain faucet. And so if you go to the Superchain faucet, you'll have to sign in, and then you link your GitHub account, and then you connect your wallet. And after that, it will give you 0.05 test ETH on Lisk once a day. So I would recommend that to get your test Lisk to deploy your contract. I've already done that, so I've used mine. So I'm just going to transfer from one of my other accounts into the account. So this is the account that we're funding. So I'm going to grab the private key and just import that into MetaMask here. I guess this is small. I don't know if I can make, let me see if I can make, I can make the page bigger. MetaMask isn't getting bigger. So I'll just tell you, I'm opening MetaMask, I'm going to accounts, and then I click private key and it says enter your private key here. Be very careful with private keys. I click import. And so now I should have this new account, DB2C9. Is that this one, DB2C9? Good. So there, I've got the account imported correctly. You can get ETH from the faucet. I'm just going to go to account 7, which looks like it has a bunch in there. And then I'm going to send it to this new address, and I'm going to send 0.01, which should be enough for our purposes. Confirmed, pending, and any second now. Confirmed. Fantastic. Okay, so now we have everything configured, everything's ready to go, and to deploy the contract for this sample app, we just go into blockchain and we do npm run deploy voting dev. So this uses, as I mentioned, a hard hat tool, and it uses our hard hat plugin to connect with MultiBaas. So it does the normal hard hat things of compiling the contract and deploying it, but then it's also linking it and configuring it in MultiBaas. So that's done there. It looks like it's successfully deployed. So let's jump back to our MultiBaas deployment. Okay, I can close this for now. Go to contracts and on chain, and now I see our contract here. So it's called simple voting, and I can see the state of the contract, what the vote status is and everything. I can see the functions here. If I like, I can even call them. So I call get votes, and it's going to return the array of votes here. And events, since it's brand new, nothing's happened yet, so I don't see any events here. So that's the backend deployed. And now let's jump back over to the terminal and run the front end. Great question, Nelly. Yes, it is deployed to the Lisk network. And Yolfri, when did you create this contract? So this contract is part of the MultiBaas sample app. So if we go to the
In the sample app, is there any other contract?
No, it's just the it's just the that simple voting app contract. So if we go in here, blockchain contracts, simple voting, it's this one. So you know, you can follow this as a template. you could like gut it and like replace it completely with your own contract, or you could add another one alongside it. So yeah, basically, yeah, you can change this out with your own contract. Okay, cool. So blockchain part deployed, working with MultiBaas, and now we're going to go to the front end, and we'll do as it tells us in the instructions here, npm run dev. And so, wait, why is port 3000 in use? I'm already already running one. Okay, let's close that. I should have canceled the other server now. Okay, good. So now we're running our front end server on port 3000. If I come over here and go to localhost 3000, it won't load immediately because it's next and it's going to do its thing on demand. So it's doing JavaScript stuff right now, compiling. And once it's finished doing that, we should be able to come back here and bingo, there we go. The app is running. So this is like simple voting DApp. It is simple. It lets you choose from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options and cast your vote. So let's connect or make sure we're connected with the account that we just created and funded. And so we have point not 9 ETH in there because we spent a little bit to deploy the contract. And then I'm going to click on option 1 to cast a vote on option 1. And MetaMask has popped up, and I'll hit confirm. And just zoom in a bunch there.
Are you
Okay.
supporting ENS?
Sorry?
Are you supporting ENS?
No, I don't think so. So this is WalletKit. So it might, but we're not supporting it on purpose. So if it works, that's
Okay.
kind of by chance. But good question. Would love somebody to run with it and use add ENS if it's not there, and also feel free to add submit a pull request if you have improvements for the sample. So there we go. We submitted a vote. It shows some output here about what's going on. We can change our vote here. So let's click option 2 and cast a different vote and confirm that. Okay, so it's updated our vote here.
A good
And then
question
if
if you
we,
are supporting
yeah,
private or Web3.
so no, not directly. Our platform is let's say like wallet agnostic in that sense that as a developer you're going to make a front end app and it's going to use a normal REST API as opposed to like the user's wallet and wallet RPC provider to do the blockchain interactions. And so it's up to the developer to choose which wallet infrastructure they want. In this example app, we've used WalletKit, but you could certainly swap that out for a different one like Privy. Is that okay? Cool. Thanks.
And I have a question.
Yep. Yep.
As well, more, what would be the main difference compared to Scalpel? It's third web and everything. Like how you position multibass between them, I mean.
That's a good question. I'll have to get back to you on that next time. But basically we have a way to have kind of like your own private Etherscan and blockchain management system. A big part of it is the event indexing and wallet automation. But yeah, I can look into and see what comparisons might be most valid in those use cases.
Yeah, yes, totally.
So here we come back into MultiBaas and back to the contract. And then if we refresh here, we can see all of the vote events that took place and the details there. So that's how we see the voting taking place, contract interaction there. So let's just go back to the application and let me grab this is the different folder. So let me just open up let me just open this up where we're at. Right here. Okay, so yeah, as we just looked at, we have our smart contract here. So let's say we're iterating on the contract. For example, let's say, okay, we're just looking at the code here. We have, when you make a vote, if it's your first time voting, we pick the thing that you voted on and increment your choice there. And then we emit the voted event. If it's not your first time voting, if you're changing your vote, we decrement the old vote and then increment your new vote. So let's say we want to make the app so that you can vote as many times as you want. You can vote on different things. So let's comment out the vote changing part. And let's say as well, we want to change the number of votes. So that's a parameter in the constructor. So we would go to deploy mb.ts script in the scripts. And here we see number of options, which gets passed to the deployer is 5. So let's just give ourselves 6 options here and save that as well. And we come back to the blockchain part here and do npm, what was it? Deploy, I always forget this. I always miss an npm or a run. Okay. npm run deploy voting dev. And so that's going to recompile it with the changes that we've made, deploy it again with the changes to the deployment script. And just give it a second to get out there. And then we'll also see it, should have it updated here in MultiBaas as well. So here, if we look here, now we have, six choices for the votes, and it's a fresh contract, so there's no data here. Let's refresh this app, and we're back to 0 here. So let's make a couple of column duplicate votes and confirm a vote here. And that will go through in a second. And then so let's make a second vote.
Is there any way to have a session, like session spend permission there?
To set permissions here?
No, I mean like to avoid just to click um, sign transaction, click sign a transaction, click sign a transaction, like do it in
Yes.
one shot.
Yep. Good question. So one of the ways that you can do that kind of automation. So this is obviously proposing a transaction to the user, and then they're submitting it through MetaMask. We have a feature called Cloud Wallets. And so this is something like ping me if you need it set up because it is rather involved to set up. You can do it yourself, but it uses Azure Key Vault. So if you go into Cloud Wallet configuration, you can set up a Key Vault Azure Key Vault account and then use that to securely submit transactions by API. So if you wanted to set up a custodial account solution, on behalf of your users, so that your users would log in by email. Maybe if they don't have a wallet, maybe if they do, you let them log in by a wallet, but they don't. Yes. Sorry, just respond real quick here. It's Telegram. So this is my personal Telegram, but you should join and message us in the which should be in our link 3. So you can find our other contacts here. So either Discord or Telegram is a good place to reach us if you if you do want Cloud Wallet account set up. So usually for Hackathon, we pre-provision a bunch of those so that we can just configure it for you quickly, and then we can and then we'll delete it after the hackathon. So you can get in touch with via any of those channels that I just posted in Telegram to do that. But anyway, as I was saying, the cloud wallet system is how you would avoid having people click to submit individual transactions. Okay, so there we have the 2 votes, and we'll see them. Should see them back here under our events. I want to show you 2 things real quick, and then I can open for some questions. So one is event queries. This is our indexing facility. So here we can create what we call an event query. We'll call it votes. And you're able to get information from any of the events from the smart contracts you've configured in MultiBaas, and then query, aggregate, filter the data, either dynamically or based on what you configure here for your for your app to use. So here, these are all the different event signatures across the smart contracts in our system. But we'll look at the voted event. And then we'll add a field, basically a parameter from the vote signature. So let's look at the voter address. And then let's also add the quantity, which is that increment. So if we go back to our smart contract here, the voted event is the voter, which vote they chose, and that increment either up or down. And so we have the voter quantity, and then you'll see the result here. So this is a way to build and view the query. When you interact with it in your app, you'll be using API call, which you can find in the docs and the API reference. And so to retrieve the results, you can do a get call from the API. So that's a preview there. That's a visual way to build what gets done as a JSON language, JSON query format. It's a little more advanced, but playing around, I think you sort of understand or get the hang, or if you want to learn more, need some help with it, then again, feel free to get in touch. So that's event queries. And then the other thing that's going to be super useful are the webhooks. And so this as well will allow you to trigger an event and connect it to any other type of web system or application. So if you want, for example, when somebody submits a vote, you want to get an email or a notification, you could do that through webhooks. So there's a handy site for diagnosing webhooks is webhook.site, webhooks.site. Is it hooks or hook? It's hook. Great. Webhook.site. And it will give you a sample URL to test your webhook against, which just gives you all the data. So while you're connecting apps, this is pretty handy. So we'll just copy that from the clipboard, come over here, create a new webhook. I'll call it voting. We'll give that endpoint that we just had, and we select event emitted. We'll add that endpoint. And so now we've got a webhook. So if we come back to our voting app, we cast another vote. Go on MetaMask and confirm. Then the MultiBaas event indexer has seen that event go past and has made a request to webhook site. So we see that post request come from MultiBaas with all the information you need out of the event. So when it was triggered, what all the input parameters were, basically the decoded ABI around it as well. So you know which piece of data is which. Thank you. You're going to have to keep reminding me on that, but you can see it now. Yeah, there you go. Comment from Sonia, if you're depending on server and also API, it's not really decentralized. Yeah, it's not purely decentralized. So yes, maybe one day everything will be decentralized. I like the idea of completely decentralized system, This is what you might consider like an enterprise Web3 client. So there are systems that are centralized that you want to connect to a decentralized world, and vice versa. This is a use case for doing that. There are things that you can get by using MultiBaas as a platform for performance, scalability, speed, or time to market. But you're right, there are centralized components to that, and yeah, it's a conscious trade-off depending on the type of application that you want to build. Yeah, so anyway, I think that's basically what I wanted to show you today. And as I said, I hope you find it useful. There's documentation available on Docs. I've shown you some of the key features. We also have a few more things for configuring user management. If you have, for example, a enterprise who's accessing this to manage accounts or treasuries. We have some block explorer functionality, transaction management, yeah, I mean, there are more advanced block explorers for, uh, you know, public block explorers for the chain, but sometimes it's handy to be able to see it in here, or if you're using a chain that does not have a block explorer. And yeah, that's kind of like the basics around MultiBaas. Yeah, any other questions?
Looks like all right. Um, so yeah, just to let you know, you can use some multibars to build on Lisk. So as you want, for sure. At least you have like the workshop how to do it is gonna be put on YouTube as well. So thanks a lot, William, for it. Um, and yeah, all good. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask him. The co-founder of Curve Guide. So yeah, probably if you want just to take like to talk a bit about you, like 1 minute, how you enter into Web3 and build that at the end.
Sure. Yeah, great question. And thanks for all the great questions and being a great audience. So Web3 and Ethereum and everything. So I've been very interested in digital cash, cryptography, privacy for a long, long time. So I was quite excited when Bitcoin became wouldn't say popular, but in 2012 was when I started to become like interested in Bitcoin. I bought a little bit on Mt. Gox, and then Mt. Gox got hacked, and so I didn't see that for a while. And then when Ethereum came out, Jeff, my co-founder, and I, he's on the call, I think. We got really excited about Ethereum and particularly the DAO. So the DAO seemed really cool. There was this supranational organization that was operating based on code in a way that formerly only big corporations or maybe nation states or people with a lot of money and lawyers could put something together like this. And we thought, okay, wow, that's super cool. And not only is it a really interesting application, but the the basis for it, like Ethereum, has so much potential because it can do that kind of thing. We can only imagine the other stuff that's possible. So there were all these different kind of ideas people were talking about, like I don't know, security or decentralized social network, other types of fundraising type of things. And we thought the physical thing tracking use case was an interesting one. My background was in e-commerce, and so I'd worked with warehouse management systems, and those left a lot to be desired, and have that use case of being able to track things accurately and not be subject to fraud or manipulation. So Jeff and I thought, okay, why don't we build a decentralized warehouse management system? And when we started, there was like nothing out there as tools or building blocks, really incomplete documentation. And to, run a test network, you'd have to do it from the command line. And we thought, this is crazy. There should be something that's like AWS for this. And then so that's when we put the warehouse management system on the side and said, okay, MultiBaas is kind of the tool that we would want, that we wanted when we started. So that's what we set out to make, and we've kept building since then. Okay. Is that yeah, Celine, sounds like you have to go. I should go too. It's getting kind of late in Tokyo. But thanks again very much for your attention. Good luck in the hackathon and beyond. And yeah, please let us know if you have questions, criticisms, comments, feedback, or just want to chat about OG or new G Web3 stuff.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I have to go indeed. You too. And yeah, let's keep in touch. And good luck for the hackathon as well. And see you in 2 hours or 3 hours. I don't remember. To just
All right. Cheers, everybody. Bye.